No, not really.
Live from my little area out here in the front of my building with Susanna and Emiliano Vangeli. They have been not able to get a hold of their son and brother Andy because of a lockdown. He is currently incarcerated, and I'm gonna let them tell it. Susanna, what did you just go through on the phone?
Actually, we waiting here. We have a video visit scheduled at 2:15 to 3, and my son and Emiliano's brother Andy, he has a video visit scheduled at 2:15 to 3 at SCI Camp Hill, Pennsylvania. And actually, yesterday Andy didn't call. It's unusual because he's been calling almost every day, trying to make sure that we hear from him, and he didn't call last night. And I tried to call some other, friends that have their loved ones, there, and happened one of them. She said that while she was with her husband around 2 p.m., he had to cut the conversation, the phone call shorter, of course, because there was an emergency going on. And she said, I'm worried too, because he usually calls me a few times a day. That's the position that he has, and he usually calls more than one time, but he hasn't called. And when I'm saying that, I spoke with her around probably 9 p.m. last night when we were having this conversation. And we just, both of them said, let's try, not to panic. And actually, I did call at SCI Campfield. Sometimes even I know that they don't, it's not professional to call, and there's not much information they can give, I've been told. But even thinking about that, I just pick up the phone and I told the young lady, the lady that I was speaking with, I'm going to get back with you what they say. And she said, please do. So when I spoke with them, that was before 9 p.m., let's say probably around 8:45, because usually the phone calls are up to 8:40 p.m. so they can be out to make a phone call. That's why I waited, about that time. And then when I spoke, there was a guard in control. And of course, they don't say their name. They say they're not allowed to. But he was actually uh, having a good communication. I mean, he was a communicator, let's say, because he told me, you know, ma'am, there's not much I can tell you. He asked me for my son's name, for the ID that they say, N as in Nancy, D as in David, 5900, Andi Vangeli. And he said, ma'am, it's nothing to worry, but the block is on lockdown. And of course, when I hear lockdown and when I hear emergency, I automatically have the panic.
Well, that seems kind of superfluous to me because hasn't he, since COVID-19, literally been locked down for like 24/7?
Yes, yes. And this is actually affecting not just Andy, of course, but I know about Andy's situation. But I hear from other people that this lockdown, or how I don't know how should I call this 23 hours. What is this? This
Isolation.
is isolation.
It's literally what they do to people when they put them in solitary.
Yes. So this is, and this is eating there where you have just Andy tells us it's a small size room, like the bathroom.
10 by 10.
It's even,
Yeah.
and I, even when I don't hear from Andy, it's just I have automatically that panic. And of course, when I heard there was an emergency and lockdown, automatically I just got panicked. I cannot help myself. What should I do? It's been more than 1 year that I haven't seen Andy. Not just me, the whole family. And of course, it's hard for me. It's hard for everybody, but it's harder for them. It's harder for Andy and them there that they don't breathe.
They're the ones being isolated and
They,
stifled.
they're the one, and I can tell because Andy is a he has a very genuine, very big heart. And Andy tries to keep everything to himself most of the time, not to panic, but there are times that he cannot help it.
Well, I think
because it's been for so long now.
Well, I think that the main takeaway from this whole situation is that when somebody is wrongfully convicted and incarcerated, you really have to pay attention to the fact that these people are being crushed psychologically,
Yes.
spiritually. They're being crushed. So my boy Andy has been on lockdown for a while now. He got sentenced to 5 years, Don. He's already almost done 5 years. I think he's moving on.
Like the middle,
He's
beginning,
4 years. So
4.5, including whatever they gave. They locked him up in CFCF. But still, now is a process of the appeal. They dragging the appeal. They making excuses in Philadelphia with this appeal. PCRA, they don't have nothing on Andy, no physical evidence, just hearsay, and they keep dragging the appeal. And the judge is being recused. The judge that was almost 5 years on the case is being recused for conflict of interest. Instead, throw in the charges, drop the charges, because no evidence. This judge has been messing up. Conflict of interest. Finally, this judge is being recused for conflict of interest. And what the court and Commonwealth do, they just assign in another judge. We don't have
dragging it. They just keep dragging it.
what I would like to do is I would like to storm the gates, in all honesty. If I had an army behind me, I'd totally go down there. My problem is it's hard to convince people that these people are the criminals they are. I mean, your son is a victim in this situation.
Well, what do you want more from him? Why they and
They're making money.
on top of this, that is, the worst part, actually, they have some guards and some troubled inmates that are in conspiracy just, to attack Andy and so many inmates that they want to attack. And of course, we know who is behind all these attacks and, just telling Andy, if you don't kill yourself, we're going to kill your family. So this is
Ridiculous.
This is, I don't know.
It's not what's supposed to happen in America.
It's not what's supposed to happen in America. We didn't come in America to deal with this. And Andy actually himself, he is the one that said, I'm going to confront the justice. And what is going on?
They can't kill someone like Andy though. And they can't kill him spiritually or mentally either, because he's one of the strongest people. They got a better chance killing themselves. I don't like using that term, but for them to do stuff like that and try to push someone to do that to themselves, I don't know how dudes like that sleep at night, or people like that just.
Well, I mean, what people
are fucking sick in the head. Like,
what people fail to realize is that evil exists, and it's usually other people.
Yeah.
So what I want to leave you guys with, we're pretty much out of time. What I want to leave you guys with is Andi Vangeli. If you can, put in some time, find out about his case. I've got information all over the website. Look into what's happening here, because we can use phone calls. Like, I want to barrage all these people. Where the jailhouse where she just got off the phone, I want to, like, a million people to call in.
Like, what the fuck
and
do
say,
they
what
want?
the heck?
They want money for that fucking female to tell the truth? Like, we'll give them money. Like,
You know what the funny thing is?
man?
What you said earlier, what that guy said to you is wrong. He has a requirement, a responsibility to tell you his name. He's a public servant.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. That's right.
So we're gonna find out.
They don't tell their name, because if I complain, they're gonna be in trouble.
And
That's why they don't.
Trouble.
I mean, that's what I thought, because we'd be in trouble where I work.
The tables are gonna turn.
As a security guard,
soon.
if we had our names tagged on the thing, if we didn't have the name, we didn't have to show up at work.
Which is the problem with calling a public servant in PA, because they can just hang up. This is your main man, Keys. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe.
They know Susanna Vangeli. They know her name. They know who she is, and that's why they don't like that.
That's right. I mean,
she'll be known way more than what she is
right
now. Very,
that's
very,
right.
very soon.
I got news for you, whoever is watching.
And we're telling her, give up, lady. Never.
No.
Never.
In my closing moments, I just want to point out, this is, if you don't know, this is what a mother and a brother look like.
That's right.
Y'all have a good one. Love, peace, and chicken.
We're strong.